Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the All Kings podcast. I am your host, Corbin, with my co-host, Tate. And today we have on one of the premier launchpads slash marketplaces on Hedera right now. Please welcome Patricia and Eli of Hedera Sentient.
Hey, guys.
It's a true honor to
Hey.
host both of you today.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Absolutely.
Awesome being here. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Hedera Sentient. What are you guys trying to do and, the platform as a whole?
Trisha, you want to jump in there? Or you want me to?
Yes, I can. So we started as an art project where Sam was doing art NFTs mostly. But Sam is also an amazing dev, and he started coding for his own art launch. And he decided, well, why not start using these tools to help other people launch their projects as well. So we started with the Launchpad, and pretty soon we had a marketplace also functional, because that man is the Flash of Hedera, like I call him. Like, he's really a fast and experienced dev, and that for us, it's really awesome to work with him, knowing that he does everything so fast and everything works. And this is the main point for us. So yeah. Eli?
Yeah, she pretty much hit all the points. It started as an art project. When I first joined Sentient, I was a regular Hedera NFT degen. I saw some cool artwork. I bought one. Discord was nothing. There was not much happening. No revenue, no marketplace. Nothing was happening at all. And then slowly over time, it became what it was. And he started doing dev work and launch pads and stuff. And I eventually joined the team. And Here we are.
That's awesome.
What gave him the vision to create the Launchpad itself?
He really wanted to be an asset to the Hedera NFT space and give a space for other artists and projects to launch that was better than what was available. He didn't feel like the technology capability of Hedera was being utilized well enough for projects in general, so he wanted to change that.
Nice.
There was also the financial aspect, because before all launchpads would charge a huge amount and upfront, and we don't do that. People that launched with Sentient, they pay a small percentage of each NFT sold, while the rest goes directly to the project's wallet. So that's also a major selling point, and something that Sam really wanted to make sure that it was fair for everyone, because not all projects have a lot of money to start with. A new project can't pay a large fee to a launchpad. So something that has a great idea and that has great potential, it's going to be left out of the ecosystem for money reasons, and it makes no sense.
And then the other thing he wanted to do, he wanted to do for people was to set up a reasonable source of passive income for people that own revenue NFTs on the platform. He's really interested in making that an ongoing benefit for everybody.
So how would that work?
So the long-term goal is that we have a percentage of every transaction on the platform, and every mint goes into a community treasury called the Sentient Treasury. You can actually view that on the website and see every transaction and how much goes into it. It's pretty cool analytics there. And then the revenue NFTs are going to be staked. Staking should be going live today, possibly tomorrow at the latest. And then you're going to have a claim button on your account when you connect your wallet that will constantly track the amount of claim HBAR you can grab each time, depending on the NFTs that you have staked. So that way we're not giving out passive income based off of nothing like a security, and we're giving it out for platform involvement. Makes it easier for taxes and keeps us a little safer.
And it helps you guys also with taxes as well, because it's more or less an expense rather than anything else.
Correct.
Yeah. Are you guys mainly based in the US, or you guys international, or?
We are all over the place. So I'm in the US. Patricia's over in Portugal. We have a couple of guys in Australia. Sam is in Spain. We're all over the world.
How big is the team?
That's awesome.
So right now
question.
we have
8?
7. I'm counting 6 or 7.
Pretty small.
Yeah, definitely. Tight knit, but definitely gets the job done. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Sometimes
Helps
it's
keep
tell
better
you
to
that
have
for
communication
sure.
easier too.
it's better to have a small team, and you know that everyone is on the same pace and everyone is organized and things are done, than having a bigger team and it starts to get so dispersed that things fall through the cracks and things are not being done because it's so big that you can't organize it. So we're pretty happy with the current team that we have right now.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So comparing Hedera Sentient to a marketplace like Zeus, what would you say is your advantages to Zeus in today's market?
The unique features too.
Yes.
So one of our biggest plays from the very beginning for our marketplace was to have features that made it easier for the user to interact with the marketplace and sell and buy things than they currently have. So one of those, for example, everyone's used an NFT marketplace by now, right? Every time you make an offer, list something, buy something, relist it, change the price, you got to pay a gas fee, right? We're all used to that. So one of our biggest things is that instead of doing it that way, you can actually just authenticate with your wallet on our site after you connect and change your prices and update your listings without having to pay a gas fee anymore.
Wow.
So that was a big one. Streamline that process for everybody. And then another thing that we've done is we made an escrow model available for purchasing NFTs so that the bid process is faster. So for example, if you put a bid on something, you're going to have an escrow limit attached to your wallet where it says, let's say 4,000 HBAR out of whatever you have that you're willing to spend on stuff. And up to that amount, you can put bids on everything. And then if the seller accepts your bid, it automatically does the sale. It takes your HBAR and gives you the NFT without you even doing anything.
So
Up to
there's
your
a
limit.
So it's a seamless
to make
process.
the-
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
So streamlined,
That is-
seamless, less cost. Those are all kind of niches we're trying to hit.
So
Yeah.
that thing that you bid on an item, then the seller accepts it, then the seller needs to wait to see if you are going to go through with your bid or not. That's not going to happen because it's immediate.
And that's
really
exactly what
smart.
the Hedera Hashgraph ecosystem really needs, because with
Yep.
the Hashgraph technology, everything is seamless, streamlined. And if we're able to integrate,
fast.
very fast as well. And if we're able to integrate all of this into the NFT ecosystem as well, it's just overall going to help the whole entire community grow and just bring more exposure to the space.
Yep, exactly. And that's a big
Competition's
deal with
always
Sam.
good.
Exactly.
He loves dev work. Like he actually enjoys it. He's crazy. So the capability that Hedera has, he wants to apply that to the community and make it usable and see what awesome thing comes out. Like that's the part of it that he loves doing.
And
Yeah.
our
Also, that
biggest,
Zelda ringtone. Fire.
Yeah, that was a text message. Sorry.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Our biggest advantage with Sam is that he's a dev for more than 15 years. So this helps a lot because he has a lot of dev experience, and all the dev experience that he has is now applying to the Hedera ecosystem. And we have a lot of great devs on Hedera, that's for sure. But to have someone this amount of knowledge, it's really beneficial for us because he's done and he's still doing a lot of things that are different from everything that exists on the Hedera ecosystem right now.
Yeah. Good devs are hard to find, but once you find them, they're keepers typically,
Indeed.
especially for Java coding. Good
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, I also like that you guys have rarities baked into, like, if you go and look at all of your NFTs on the dashboard, it'll actually tell you the rarity for all of them too, which competing marketplaces do not have.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff we're trying to hit. We're trying to make it so a user can get on there and have all the tools they need to take advantage of their NFTs in the marketplace and not have to look at 5 different screens or go all over the place or ask questions to Discord for an hour. We want them to be able to sit down, look at their NFTs, look at the marketplace, do what they want, and bounce.
Yeah, make it super easy, less of a hurdle for adoption. Very good, very good.
An overall very helpful resource because you don't have to worry about having like 5 different tabs open just to figure out 5 different resources when you can just all find it in one place.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are some of the biggest obstacles that you guys have faced with just like the creation of Hedera Sentient, building a community, all that good stuff?
So, for example, right now, I have to say that we haven't done much advertising for the marketplace, for example, and it's word of mouth right now. People talk with friends and they come, and we see a lot of people joining our Discord, and it's also a great thing because of that. But I would say that it's the fact that people are so used to using one platform that they are a bit on the fence about moving. But once they do, they realize, okay, I can do this and I can do that. And oh, whoa, I had no idea that they allowed me to do this. And they will eventually come and start using the marketplace. And we have people that are now only listing on Sentient, for example. So that's amazing.
Wait, you mean I don't have to wait 3 weeks to get my item listed on Zeus?
Nope.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's definitely been our biggest hurdle, is just getting exposure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Corbin, did we even list the Hedera crowns on Hedera Sentient? Or did it automatically happen?
I think it automatically happened, or one of the community members actually just
Went
kind of
through
did it
with
for
it?
us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like one day
Because
we
we
wake
have
up and we're on
the-
Hedera Sentient and we've reached out to
That's
Zeus
fine.
and it's like nothing's happened.
Because we have a chat where project founders or community members can drop the project ID, and then Sam goes to that chat several times a day, and it just uploads the project IDs and it syncs on our marketplace. Easy
And
as
it's that easy.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice middle ground between something like Hash Guild, which is like fully like decentralized, that you can literally list anything or even make like a rug, like God forbid, or like maybe like a copycat NFT. And
True,
then between like something like Zeus, which is fully curated, but there's also like a long like list of like people who are trying to get their stuff listed, and it just takes a long time to do it. So that's a nice little hybrid way of doing it. It's like the best of both worlds, because then Sam can actually go in and like check stuff. I like that. Cool.
Nice. So we do have some questions that have been asked by our community. Obviously, you both should know we are the Alt Kings. We have our own community as well. And one of the first questions that was asked is by a man named GS Nerd. How can you lead the HBAR space in terms of innovation? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but if there's anything else you could add on to that.
Yes, I would say that so far, I think we already replied to that question with everything new that Sam is building for the platform and implementing exactly, that it's seen for the first time on the Hedera ecosystem. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another question we got was from a gentleman by the name of Swiss Cheeser. Fun name. He asked, how will Flowerpunk Society be used in future Sentient Lands projects, and can we know a little bit more about the plans for Sentient Lands?
So we can't tell you a whole lot about that right now. It's kind of still under wraps.
I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, and we talked about that last night with him as well, because he's also on our Discord. The reason why we can't give a lot of details, it's because Sam keeps this under wraps. Because imagine, he was going to tell the team how this would work. And I have a ton of HBAR, for example. I don't, but let's say that I have a ton of HBAR. I could easily buy all the Flowerpunks, knowing what the plans are in terms of lands. And this is insider trading. So Sam is really careful with this. So things about the project, we know what we need to know, the absolutely necessary thing to help as team members for the platform, for the Launchpad marketplace. But in terms of what he wants to build with the NFTs, he keeps this under wraps so that we as team members do take advantage of that information. So what the community knows in terms of Sentient Lands and how the NFTs will be used, the Flowerpunks will be used for Sentient Lands, what it's mentioned by Sam on the general chat, it's exactly what we know right now as team members.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Pretty much exactly correct. The only two details that we do know right now are that the family house trait of the NFT will have something to do with where the location of the land is. Mm-hmm. And the rank trait will have something to do with the size of said land. But that's really the only details we currently have.
Very exciting.
And it's community knowledge already. So yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Cool.
And then lastly, Mr. Mello, what is your verification process before listing a project as well as before placing on the Launchpad?
Patricia, you want to get that? You're on onboarding.
But this question, you think it's more about onboarding a project to launch or a collection that was already created? Because a collection that was already created, we already mentioned that the team, the person goes to the chat, drops the project ID, and Sam goes through that chat and adds to the marketplace. But for a project to launch on our Launchpad, we have an onboarding team, and I usually conduct the onboarding interviews for that. We do an interview to make sure that we are talking to a real person, that it's not a scam project, it's not, all those rug pulls that are around. I'm not going to say that we will never list a rug pull because that would be almost impossible to happen, but at least we try our best not to do that. So we talk to the creators of the project, with the founders. We try to know their motivation to launch the NFT, and we do a gigantic size of questions because we don't want to have like a schematic of questions that we ask every single project. Because if we do that, it's easy for rugs to know what we are going to ask and manipulate us in that way. So every interview, every doxing stamp, it's going to be different. Every onboarding process is going to be different. So we don't have a set standard for that to avoid that projects can manipulate us in launching their projects.
It's all personalized.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
a great way to have it.
Always it's always interesting people trying to like skim around that because their goal is to rug, so they're going to try and sneak in there.
And we have all been in the NFT space even before Hedera, and on Hedera for a long time. We have pretty good sensors for when someone is trying to get around stuff and trying to finagle things. We're usually pretty good at spotting that early.
Sure. How did you guys actually find HBAR, like to begin with?
So this is kind of a funny story. I originally found HBAR way back in the beginning when I first got into crypto, like 4 years ago, because I was looking for logistics and network cryptos. And I just happened to bring up an article about Hedera and some pharmaceutical company using it to track their shipping items and stuff. So I bought a bunch of HBAR and just sat on it until about 6 months ago when I finally found out there was NFTs. And then I spent a good probably, I don't know, what do you think, Patricia, 2 or 3 months trying to drag you over here?
Probably. 2 months, more or less, yeah. We can safely say that.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that I was already in crypto myself. I'm part of the space since early 2019. I did content creating for crypto as well, for a crypto platform. So I was not new to any of this. And myself also bought HBAR in the very beginning. I started with Bitcoin, of course. It was my first purchase. And then I evolved to altcoins. And I also had a good sized bag of HBAR that was just there. It was a bag of HBAR. I wasn't doing anything with it. And when Eli told me about the fact that we had NFTs in Hedera, it was really a surprise for me because I was used to Ethereum NFTs and I knew about Solana and XRP and all that they were launching NFTs. But I actually had no idea that we had already such a big amount of projects having NFTs over at Hedera, and it was really a nice surprise. And here I am, like 6 months later, or I don't know, 5 months later, with more than 400 Hedera NFTs.
Gotta stack them all.
Yeah, you guys actually came in at a fantastic time of where like the sort of the bones, or I guess the foundation of everything had already been there. You have the one token ID system. You guys are, I would argue, building a superior marketplace. But there was already one there to begin with, and like just like the basic core infrastructure was already there. You didn't have to go through. Actually, couple months ago. Yeah. So you guys didn't have to go through the dark winter of many moons ago of Exact, unfortunately, kind of dying, and then nobody having a wallet for like 3 months.
No,
Yeah, I missed all that.
Okay, good. Well, you guys came in at the right time then.
Well, but maybe if Sam was around at that time, maybe he would have started with a Sentient wallet. So we never know.
Who knows?
My next questions are based upon Sam. I really would like to know your guys' relationships with him and how you guys found him, because it seems as if Sam is the mastermind behind the vision towards Hedera Sentient. And I'd love to know how you guys' intertwining connections were with him and how the team was created, really.
Yeah, so I found him first. I was literally just looking for random HBAR NFTs because I had just joined the space and had no clue what was happening. I bought a random Sentient piece because I liked the artwork, and I wasn't sure if there was ever going to be utility or was going to do anything. I just wanted to have a piece of an artwork project because maybe it'll be worth something someday. So I bought a Phantom, dumped up my wallet, joined the Discord, and sat there for a little bit, just talking to Sam occasionally, seeing what was going on in the project, following announcements. I wasn't really heavily involved because I was in a whole bunch of other stuff at the time.
Yeah.
But then there was a day where he did the beta testing for those, the beta card test for his minting platform. And I pulled Patricia onto that too. And then I kind of realized that he was a dev also because his platform is built on Azure, which is not easy. Mm-hmm. And he was doing the airdrop with the beta cards. So I started buying more of those and kind of moving some of my assets off the market to HBAR so I could get into Sentient more and just kind of built from there. And so far as talking to Sam, he does a lot of dev work in the background and stuff.
Sure.
And he listens to us on the community matters and things like that. So we're the front end and he's the back end, literally speaking.
Awesome.
Exactly. And well, it was exactly what happened to me. So Eli brought me to Sentient. I started buying Sentient pieces because I like the fact that they are one-to-one and not the kind of artwork that you find like very often, So I started buying those, and then Eli was already part of the team. He told Sam to talk to me because he thought that I would be a good person to have on the team, and Sam invited me. I said yes right away because I was already in love with the project at that time, and here we go.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a little bit of hidden history there in case you guys are curious. Patricia and I have been kind of attached at the hip together in just Web3 in general since pretty much early 2020.
Nice.
Sure.
Now, how did you both meet?
We met on a random Ethereum game project that we were both on, just in the Discord, and then just became friends over time, and just have been dragging each other around Web3 ever since.
That's great. It's like partner in crime.
Awesome.
So when you guys see me call him you dog and stuff like that, we really have a good friendship, so I can do that.
That's great.
Fair enough.
So what's been your favorite part about working with Sam and the experience on working a part of the team on Hedera Sentient?
So my personal favorite thing is that I've been in a lot of projects where I've been a moderator or something, and I don't know anything. I don't know what's happening. They don't tell me anything. If I have an idea, they don't listen. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
But Sam listens to us, tells us things we need to know it, changes his opinion based on our recommendations, trusts us with things. It's not just being on a team and having the community, it's also being valued and treated like we matter to the main guy and are part of the team instead of just a random person that might be a mod for a little while.
For sure.
So it's really like a close-knit family, which is nice.
Inclusive rather than exclusive.
For sure.
Absolutely. And you guys can see that as well. Sam does that with the team members and also with the community. When the community member suggests something, he tries to change the platform. This happens really a lot, and it's awesome to see. And besides that, the fact that someone listens to us, for me, one of the best things is really the community, dealing with the community, being there to help, because we have a great community in Hedera, and it's not the type of community that you find on other networks, because on other networks, you know that there's a lot of insults and stuff like that, and we don't have that on Hedera, and I hope that we stay this way forever, because it's a lot better for us. And so dealing with the community, it's an amazing part of being a team member at Sentient.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. The family aspect of Hedera, I don't think is actually ever going to go away unless somehow like a lot more toxic people enter the space. But like, I think because everybody knows each other, that it's going to be easy to weed those people out.
I hope so. Yeah.
I feel like we've already experienced some things of that nature. Just because, I mean, Hedera is already starting to ramp up and just sheer volume with people, investors, and HBAR volume. And the more people that continue to onboard, yes, we will have some bad people in the space, but it seems as if we are weaving in and out of those bad people to make sure that people don't lose money, people don't get scammed, and people just are being just good people in the space, more or less. Because that's all that HBAR is really focused on, is good practice, from what it seems.
And I think that the fact that we have such a great community helps when new people join the space and see, oh, they are so friendly and welcomed. So I'm going to be friendly as well. I'm not going to be a bad person when everyone is here trying to help me and trying to tell me about projects and where to go, where not to go. So this helps a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely just personally ran into a lot of people coming to Hedera to get away from bad situations in other chains. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm not the person to be against asking difficult questions, because I believe all questions are good, although they might not necessarily have the best intentions behind them. It is still a question, and it is still somebody's thoughts. Therefore, that it deserves to have an answer behind it. And so I think that all questions are good. And I think questioning other people's questions is also a value factor, because the more that we're able to question each other and make sure that everybody is playing their part and integrating and not using malpractices in the space, the more we'll be able to grow, and the more that we'll be able to build overall. And I think that the more we're able to question and resolve the questions, it'll just overall help the ecosystem build and inspire, really.
Exactly. If I'm part of of a project where you ask a question and it's ignored or dismissed or in some kind of way, that's when I start to worry. Why are they not addressing this? Why are they trying to shut this question down? What's happening?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my number one thing, is just making sure the community gets attention and gets their issues addressed and gets their questions answered. Like, I try to be available to them as much as possible for that particular reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big
fact. It's the other cool thing about HBAR is like the creators are always around. Always.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really see that on a lot of other chains. So having that level of transparency, or their mods are top notch. So and are generally well known by people.
Yeah. It's like the mods are like a second representation of the creators themselves.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what can we see for the future of Hedera Sentient? What does the 2023 roadmap look like?
So we've got some pretty exciting features coming. We've talked about the marketplace ramping up, the lands coming. We've talked about what features we're working on already, but there's some new stuff coming to the marketplace. Bulk sales, for example. You're going to be able to eventually group NFTs together in a package and sell that. That's going to be fun. We're going to have a bulk sending tool for airdrops and stuff coming eventually. Patricia, is there anything else you want to tell them about?
We already have the snapshot tool that anyone can use on our website as well. It's free for anyone to use. If you want, for example, guys, for your project, you want to do a snapshot, you can use our tool. It's there. Just go there, you do a snapshot, you see your users, if they have the item listed, if it's not listed. So this is something that it's there, but it's going to be improved as well. So tons of great stuff coming
Truly.
our way in 2023.
Yep, that snapshot tool is free, by the way. It's just on the tool link on the website. Anybody can go use it.
Anybody
was
can use it.
That was my next question. I was about to ask. So say if you don't launch your project through Hedera Sentient, will you still be able to utilize a lot of the tools that Hedera Sentient offers, regardless of launching through there?
So yes and no. Any tool that just grabs data and displays it to you, yes. So like the snapshot tool, anybody can go use it and put in data and download the CSV file and move on. That's fine.
Sure.
Anytime you want to look at analytics for the marketplace, collections, that kind of stuff, that's all there. Anything that's going to cost gas fees, like bulk sending, stuff like that, or dev time, obviously that's going to require a platform involvement or fees or some sort of agreement as a Launchpad or whatever before people can use it.
Sure.
But
Okay.
we also analyze that on a case-to-case basis. For example, you mentioned that you guys need a tool or you already launched, right? But you need a tool that would be specific for you guys and really needed, and that tool is nowhere to be found. You can talk to us, and Sam will see if he can put that in place, and if fast, in terms so that you guys can use it, and how much it would be. And when I say how much, it's usually very small fees just to cover a bit of Sam's time and the testing that he needs to be doing. So
True.
I dare to say that if you launch with us or not, it's not an impeachment for using anything that we have.
That's very great to hear. It's reassuring because I see a lot of value that comes behind Hedera Sentient. And although we necessarily didn't use it as our launchpad, I'd still like to utilize some things that are used through the platform itself. Because
Sure.
it seems as if you guys have a lot of benefits and values that come with being a launchpad and being a marketplace as well. And I think a lot of creators are going to be able to utilize everything that is there.
Yeah.
So talking about creators, there's one other thing.
Go ahead, Eli, go ahead.
There's one other thing coming this year for creators that everyone's going to find pretty interesting. We've talked a little bit about how our treasury works, where if transactions on our platform from our collections are dropped into there, people can claim it if they have revenue NFT staked, right?
Sure.
So we're going to have that process available to other projects. So another project can come to us and say, hey, we have this revenue thing. We want to use your platform. And they'll actually have a treasury page on our website. And their transactions will go through the same process ours do. And their holders will be able to connect their wallet and claim the same way that ours do.
Exactly.
That's right up our alley.
Oh, you're speaking our language.
Yeah, that's right up our alley.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty then. Cool.
So as you can see, the fact that you launch with us or not has nothing to do with the fact of using any tools that we have available. And for example, what I was going to say is that sometimes projects have that feeling that you need to launch with a launchpad to have priority in listing for the marketplace. If you don't launch with them, your marketplace listing will be ignored and it will take a lot of time. We don't do this. We don't care if you launched with us or not in terms of listing the project in the marketplace. As long as we have a request to list a project, if it's not a rug pull, it's going to be listed. It doesn't matter if the project launched with us or not. So launching with us, it's because you want the fact you want to launch with us because it's a launch pad that it will not fail, it will not give failed transactions, and not because, oh, I have to launch with those guys or else they will put me on the side when I need other stuff.
Hedera Sentient welcomes everyone with open arms.
Cool.
Yep. We're all about community.
Yeah. Yeah, that flexibility is really nice, and it's good for everybody. It's good for you guys. It's good for project creators. It's good for users. So it's dope. It's dope.
Thank you all. Thank you both for everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
yeah, have you guys already done a? I guess this is more of a question for Sam, but have you guys already done like a lot of load testing just to make sure that like we don't.
Yes.
There
So
have
we
been some
actually,
issues before with other platforms.
for sure. So we actually
speak.
had what we called a beta stress test a few weeks back, where we had thousands of transactions go through in under a minute with no fails. And the way that we did this is we did a set of 15 beta test cards that were called stress test, and we did prizes for people. And we had like gold coin and a silver coin and copper coins come out of it that got people free NFTs and whitelists and stuff, so we could get as many people as possible to mint them as quickly as possible.
HBAR was part of the prizes.
Yep, and they were only a couple HBAR each. They were cheap. They were literally just cheap as hell prizes. Get as many people as possible, and then also those NFTs have future utility as a complete set as well. Nice. So we got literally thousands of people in the first like minute of that mint going live, and we didn't have any problems.
That's incredible.
And that was on mainnet, I assume? Or was
Correct.
that testnet? Mainnet.
No,
okay.
that was on mainnet, and that was actually in preparation for the Koala Club mint that we did, because they were going to have a lot of attention and mint out really fast. We did a stress test specifically to test our platform in preparation for their mint, so we wouldn't have any issues.
We wanted to make sure that everything was ready to onboard a large project, because they sold out in under 2 minutes. So we had to make sure that everything was going to work on launch day, and it did. 0 failed transfers, 0 mistakes. So
congratulations to that.
Absolutely. Congrats.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, that's another thing that's nice to see is all the load testing being done. I know that that Hashpack has been doing a lot of stuff lately with that, so we don't have another boon situation where everybody's trying to mint at the same time, and it would have sold out in like 5 seconds, but because everything was down, it took like 10 minutes to sell out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was a part of that. It wasn't fun.
Not at all, especially being up so early.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the moments of where your forehead veins really start to pop, because you're like, come on, just work,
for sure.
Please. I just want a boon.
Well, Corbin, I have no other questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
Okay.
If there's anything, Eli, Patricia, you would like to leave on a good note, by all means, if there's anything else you'd like to say.
I'd just like to say we're happy to have been here for the podcast with you guys, and we hope the community continues to use our platform and give us suggestions and report any problems they have so we can fix them and evolve with them as we move forward.
Honestly, I think you guys might be able to take the Tesla approach to marketing, of where it's just all word of mouth, and then it just starts to just.
And we've seen a lot of more movement on the marketplace, just from the recent community talk. So that's awesome for us.
Yeah.
And I want to say that this is something that I tell Sam joking, but we never know. I always tell him, now we need a Sentient wallet. So maybe this is something that's going to be seen in 2023. We don't know, maybe. Don't take this as an alpha, but who knows?
Mystery indeed.
Competition's always good.
Yes,
always good.
Thank you both once again for coming on the Alt Kings podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. It's our pleasure.
I look forward to everything that comes in 2023.
It's going to be an exciting year for sure for everything in Hedera, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well,
can't wait to see everything that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this has been the Alt Kings podcast, and we will see you all next episode. Peace.